I love Mystery Science Theater 3000. As you can guess, it was a huge influence on me and many others in this business. Know what else I love? Halloween. Oddly enough, the show never had a full-blown Halloween special. Oh sure, there was that one invention exchange where they talked about last-minute Halloween costumes.
Anyway, I am Iron Man!
But the movie that week was Godzilla vs. Megalon. Not very Halloween-y. Typical of the shoddy workmanship found in the Joel era. Okay, that little flame war ought to be good for a few extra thousand views. Point being, I made a playlist, narrowing down 13 episodes I think would make a great Halloween marathon. Now what I'm looking for here is something featuring classic Halloween-type monsters, a sense of spooky atmosphere, and of course some good laughs.
Good old-fashioned nightmare fuel.
Now of course if there's something I didn't or did mention that you don't agree with, well that just means that there's something wrong with you, because this list is perfect.
What do you think? It stinks!
Number 13. Tormented.
Tormented, I have a feeling this is aptly named.
A 1950s Burt I. Gordon movie about a jazz pianist haunted by the ghost of his ex-lover that he murdered right before a wedding to his new girl.
I still have your letters.
Whoa, someone gave her a bra snuggie.
No, honey, no.
No, don't show her the letters I wrote to you before we broke up. I guess they hadn't invented X's before the 1960s.
Honey, are you carrying a pocket theremin?
I will admit they do some clever things with the no doubt small budget.
She's turning into a Caesar salad.
It's sort of an herbal wrap, isn't it?
And this blind lady really steals the show.
I brought you some flowers.
Oh, yeah, just put that in the goldfish bowl.
Something the matter. You could feel it in your bones. A deathly cold. Whatever caused it, the thing came back every night.
Did you ever see it, Mrs. Ellis?
It's been many years since I've seen anything.
Oh, he deserved that.
Sorry.
And for all the fans of Kevin Murphy's Twilight Ballad, here's where that came from.
I'm gonna kill me a girlfriend and marry the girl I need.
Testify.
Gonna kill me a girlfriend, she'll turn into seaweed.
Number 12. Being from Another Planet.
You know, being from another planet, I didn't have a lot to do with this film. It's no play on words there.
One of the rare episodes to feature a mummy.
Man, if we could see that, I bet it'd be real scary.
I don't wanna.
Oh, but not just any mummy, an alien mummy, brought to life by X-rays that stalks around a university.
You've been X-raying this mummy with 10 times the normal dose.
He could die.
By the way, never put your movie's twist in the title.
Turns out the mummy is a lame styrofoam-headed alien.
But that was Film Ventures International's fault for changing it. You can tell which movies are theirs because the opening credits are always from another movie in slow motion with this shitty filter on top of it.
Hey, isn't this a scene from Brian's song?
Yeah, that's Billy D. Williams and James Caan.
It also stars Ben Murphy from the not very festive but still hilarious Riding with Death episode. Although, Invisible Man, I could have made that work.
Okay, now the gun remains perfectly still and he hits him with a 6-foot arm.
Also, there's this flesh-eating fungus that the mummy spreads all over the place.
What is this stuff?
Guacamummy.
Man, this one movie is reminding me of all sorts of other MST3Ks. But I always found it funny that they could never find this slow-moving mummy. He's more elusive than Robert Denby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Moses of Soul!
Number 11. The Horror of Party Beach.
Yeah, the horror at Party Beach is Cindy's cheese dip.
Now, the crew of the Satellite of Love actually watched the sequel to The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
What you are about to see is an illusion, an act of prestidigitation.
And while I was tempted to put it in this spot, I decided to go with this one. It's basically the same plot.
Don't even know what panties are, yet they feel compelled to raid.
Every male of any species has the biological urge to panty raid.
Only with goofier monsters and cheesy 60s beach music numbers.
I think there's a tiny string of sinew on you we haven't seen yet.
And let's see, I recorded this in 6th grade, So yeah, I may have rewatched some of this stuff unironically.
Little kids adore the lovable town stripper.
Yeah. Number 10. Samson versus the Vampire Women.
Remember, there are vampire women, so get ready with the share jokes.
Which is actually Santo versus the Vampire Women.
Fine, at last you got your I came as soon as I got your message, Professor. What's going on?
I feel sort of silly right now. Did I overdress?
A little piece of vintage camp from south of the border.
Follow me, we'll search for human blood.
I say we start by searching for humans.
Wait, my string is tangled. Oh, look out.
Now, Santo is kind of a legend in Mexico, a famous luchador whose persona has taken a life of its own. I could probably do a whole episode on him alone. But for now, we can enjoy him going 10 rounds with a cult of resurrected vampires with our favorite color commentators.
Let the share jokes begin.
Hey, it looks like Cher.
Also, the movie itself just gets points for being atmospheric as hell.
Must be the maid's century off.
Oh, they keep the vase nice and polished.
Number 9. The Touch of Satan.
The touch of Satan softens your hands while you do the dishes.
Burn victim grandma who kills people with pitchforks and sickles is genuinely creepy.
And then he died.
But shoehorn her into a 1960s romance that moves at a snail's pace and well, you're just begging to be made fun of.
When did you get a grandma?
I have 2 grandmas, Mike. I always have. The other one doesn't kill people, though. This one does. That's how I tell them apart. Grandma, down, grandma.
It's kind of like a love story, really. Love is never having to say you're sorry for selling both your souls to the devil.
Nah, you made me go burpee.
Number 8. Bride of the Monster.
I wonder where she's registered.
MST3k fans would have to wait a couple decades for riff tracks to tackle the Ed Wood classic Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Calvin, yes, sir?
Ah, watch that gun. You're gonna stop that.
But Joel and the boys did watch the director's second most infamous film.
The lynched monster of Lake March.
Well, it's allegedly killing.
An ultra-low-budget Frankenstein featuring Tor Johnson.
Don't be afraid of Lobo. He's as gentle as a kitten.
A big, bald, deranged kitten that could snap your neck like celery.
Bela Lugosi.
I suggested to use the atom elements for producing super beings.
Boy, look at those
beings
bags.
of unthinkable strength and size.
Wax beans. Fava beans.
Shaking walls. Teleporting forests.
What the son of a gun? We're back here again. How'd we do that?
And the infamous fake rubber octopus.
Well, calamari, anybody?
Number 7. Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders.
Try the Merlin Chop, a half a pound of Merlin served with steak fries, vegetable of the day, and whipped dessert.
Wizards are Halloween, right? Well, they are when they trick people into summoning demons, or let people turn their cats into demons.
This is nothing compared to what you cut off me, pal.
Or sell toys possessed by demons. For a failed anthology pilot aimed at TV, there's sure a lot of demons in this.
So evil wins, Grandpa Borgnine?
That's right. Even your tiny soul is doomed, Billy.
This, of course, also features the late Ernest Borgnine, and that man was just a delight.
I'm talking about
Shaft, John Shaft.
Magical things. Crystal balls.
Ooh.
Enchanted stones. Wondrous objects that Merlin has collected over the years.
Holy crap, he's really acting. Also, the way Merlin sets up his shop just reminds me how Halloween stores start to pop up around September. It just makes me feel giddy.
Jam Productions presents Merlin.
You kids, get off the grass!
Number 6. Zombie Nightmare.
Do zombies ever try to analyze their nightmares, do you think?
Had to include a zombie picture on the list. And while the incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed up zombies is a perennial classic that I have to mention.
The lesson, have sex with a fortune-telling gypsy if she demands it.
It stops being creepy about a third into the film and just becomes goofy.
You know, they used to put the microphone in a saltine box across the room.
Instead, I'll go with this lesser-known outing featuring Batman's Adam West as a crooked cop.
Oh, that was easy for him. He just pretended it was Tim Burton.
And the film debut of Tia Carrera.
And Tia Carrera, we may have to pay attention.
After getting run over by some drunk asshole kids, a grieving mother takes her son's corpse to an old Haitian voodoo woman.
I need blood for the live animal. And the lime in the coconut.
You know, the ones they got in Alberta.
Wait, that's not Dyslexia Park Harpel. That's Canadian English. This is Canada.
Oh, what do you know?
Not the twist and cream.
That's creme.
Oh, creme.
Hey, hoser, take off.
Bada bing, the son's a giant zombie with a baseball bat out to get revenge on those who killed him.
George Romero's Casey at the best.
He's actually kind of scary the way he screams before attacking.
Why do you wake me up so early, Ma?
And I haven't even mentioned the cheesy thrash metal soundtrack.
Oh, Death Mask. They played at my parents' anniversary party.
Number 5. Werewolf.
I don't know. You had him last.
You can't say that. You're going to get in trouble. That's a really stupid joke, and I'm going to tell Mike.
I don't care. What's Mike going to do anyway?
Hey, guys.
What would Halloween be without werewolves? I mean, there is rarely a full moon on Halloween, but yeah, point is that this is a primo bad werewolf movie.
Oh, what? He became a bat? A bug? What is that?
Researchers find the remains of a real werewolf.
Here's the wind-up and the pitch.
Werewolf?
No, werewolf. Where? Say it.
And so this guy just starts turning random people into werewolves.
Now that I'm driving, those caribou don't stand a chance.
Because science.
So his plan is to rid the world of security guards by changing them into werewolves one by one and then having them crash their cars.
Well, it seems to be working so far.
Cheesy makeup, bizarre accents, and over-the-top characters galore.
You know, suddenly I miss my dad.
And possibly the best credit sequence of the entire series.
We will rock you.
Toss! Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the places where a rabbit wouldn't go.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we heard it from the people of the town. Tusk!
Number 4. Soul Taker.
The Soul Taker!
Certainly is a unique interpretation of the Grim Reaper.
God, he's a catcher's mitt with eyes.
That makes 2 times Joe Estevez has popped up on this list.
Hi, folks. You may be wondering if I'm Martin Sheen. Well, I'm not. Turns out I'm his vastly more talented yet less appreciated brother. Thank you.
Anyways, a bunch of kids, and I use that term loosely,
He's preparing for the mother of all comb-overs.
get into a car crash. Their souls get knocked out of their bodies, and they get hunted down one by Reaper Joe.
We still have time. Not much.
Where does that guy even keep his acorns?
However, Joe seems to recognize this one girl as a reincarnation of his past lover that he may have murdered, and
The still pictures are moving faster than the actual movie.
I don't know, something about forbidden love and social status, yada yada.
Natalie needs a ride.
But she's upper middle class and we're slightly lower middle.
Basically, the whole thing is a giant fluff fic that the actress wrote for herself to star in.
I like it when I see me.
But still, it has some interesting moments, and of course, lots of laughs.
You still haven't figured it out, have you, man?
We have. Can we go?
Number 3, Hobgoblins.
Hey, the end credits. Well, it was a terrible movie. At least it was short.
Oh, these are the beginning credits.
Oh, well, then kill me, please.
Had to include this one just for the good old 80s Gremlins knockoff cheesiness.
It's the 80s. Do a lot of coke and vote for Ronald Reagan.
And I've actually always liked the design of the Hobgoblins.
They do a lot of sit-ups.
Oh, they might have actually been cool if they were in a better movie that made sense. Basically, these monsters get loose, and they trick people into killing themselves by bringing their fantasies to life.
Luckily, all I wanted was a good thermos.
Luckily, their victims are the most cost-effective dullards ever to occupy suburbia.
I have to get my pants annealed first.
This movie is a trip, even without riffing.
Okay, so why is she fanning him with a beer bottle?
And the nightclub always reminds me of Halloween at my middle school.
Yeah, club scum.
Hi, Dad.
So why are there lunch ladies serving tater tots back there?
Number 2, The Thing That Couldn't Die.
Couldn't die or wouldn't die? Shouldn't.
This was my very first MST3k. My dad was channel surfing and came across this big guy with 2 little puppets. We lingered on it, wondering what it could be. Then they went into a movie theater, and I've never laughed so hard in all my life.
I hope a tree falls on you!
Gidget, have you lain with the horned one again?
Linda.
Good, now I hope it rises and falls on you again.
And what a great first episode. A bunch of people are in a secluded farm and they uncover some sort of ancient evil when a young lady misuses her powers.
You can't think you had anything to do with that.
But I did. It was an evil wish.
It was pure coincidence. A strong gust of wind came and...
An evil wish.
Jeez. Okay, who's for evil lunch before I take an evil nap?
And I will admit, there are actually things about this movie that creeped out 5th grade me.
Linda didn't lose her watch. It was stolen.
Oh.
But not by anything human.
We'll head back in the morning and get a refund for the rest of the week.
But after the big reveal, that's when the movie itself just becomes goofy.
Now you gotta support my neck. Support my neck, I said!
It was great spooky fun and the start of something wonderful.
Mike, insert me into her cleavage, then get lost.
And the number 1 Halloween MST3k episode is The Undead.
Fire in the projection room. Guess we can't watch the film.
Okay, with a title like Undead, you think zombies, right? What you don't think of is parapsychotherapy, past lives, and time travel.
Pendragon, wait.
I am Nimrod from the future.
You sign with...
Add a witch, the devil, and an imp played by Billy Barty.
Okay, Billy, great. Why don't you bring down the imping, like, to a 5 or so?
And you've got this Roger Corman classic.
Whoa, whoa, what is this? Wow. Oh my God, stop that.
You know, if Satan thinks you've gone too far, you've gone too far.
This batshit fever dream is my all-time favorite MST3k episode. It's just packed full of so many great lines.
Behold the subtle working of my talents.
Is subtle?
He's offering her a hand grenade.
He was never in heaven. He was cast out of community theater.
Oh, and by the way, sleep!
And they never say Halloween, but they do mention the witch's Sabbath.
Take care. 'Tis the eve of the witch's Sabbath.
So, fare thee well and stuff.
So I'm just going to pretend that this is the official MST3k Halloween special.
I've never known more about what isn't going on in the movie.
And that's the top 13 MST3k Halloween episodes. But like I said, there are tons of other great experiments that would make for a spooktacular viewing session. Except for Manos Hands of Fate. That's right, I left out Manos Hands of Fate. But why? It's great, it's got an evil cult, and it's super creepy and goofy. I don't care! I'm sick of Manos, and you should be too.
Sir, let me just get your complimentary crazy bread.
No,
it's okay.
And while the incredibly strange creatures who stopped living and became mixed up zombies is a I did the whole title and I f***ed up the word after it. Shit.